Well, well, well. Look what we have here. What up, y'all? It's your boy B. Torey Lanez, Megtheestallion. Now, I've been saying that boy did not shoot that girl. I've been saying it. For those of you who knows how to use critical thinking, if you actually listen to the information that was coming out, you just something in you just didn't sound right. You feel me? Like something in it just didn't sound right. You feel me? But it didn't, right? So no evidence, no DNA was on the gun that was Torey's DNA, right? Torey's DNA was not on the gun, which is wild that you can convict somebody that way, by the way. That's crazy. But other people's DNA was on the gun. And I believe Kelsey, who was her friend, was on the gun. And she said in court that certain information she couldn't, she would plead the fifth, and that she couldn't say, well, if you're not the person, that did any harm, why are you having to plead the fifth or anything like that, right? So I just want this to go to show you, right? Right? How black men easily are painted as the aggressor, or painted, in a certain way when they're innocent. And a lot of times we like to think that, oh, it's white women that you have to look out for. Don't get me wrong. It has been, and it can be. But more of what the bigger issue is this, right? Evil has no gender. Doesn't care which side does its bidding. But often we talk about, black men in a negative connotation. Here it is, an innocent black man is in jail because of a black woman. Now, if you know or heard, of the chatter that was going on with Meg didn't even know who shot her. She didn't know who shot her. It is rumored that she is a very nasty drunk. That when she drinks, she gets wild, and doesn't remember any of the things that she said or that she did, or what was done to her, right? So she ran with the narrative because it wouldn't look good saying, your friend shot you or whatever, right? Or she just didn't know. She just didn't know. And it was her friends that got to her first. Kelsey's like, yeah, Meg, Torey shot you type thing or whatever, right? So she just ran with that narrative. And she was already pissed off at Torey because, he was hollering at other girls. And apparently, Meg really didn't like that because at the time she was really into Torey. And from my understanding, she was also possibly dating Party as well. But that's neither here nor there. But I just wanted to go to show that black men have been saying this forever, that like you can be harmful to a black man as well. We're not even making an argument that black men can't be harmful to black women. We've seen it happen. But more of the conversation we don't hear, and what happens just as much, if not more, is a black woman causing harm or danger to a black man who was innocent. We should have known she was lying when she said that she didn't sleep with Torey in that Gale interview. And then later we saw in the documentary that she even admitted it her own self. She even admitted it her own self that she slept with Torey later in the documentary after she lied on the Gale interview, right? So that should already show like some type of distrust of like, I don't know if everything about this story seems true. Right? There should have been chinks in the armor then, right? But let's continue. So they gaslight black men, right? And they continue to go with the narrative, oh, black men don't love black women, and, blase, yada, 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 which is a bunch of bull, rhetoric that they like to use for a lot of women that truthfully is this. There are a lot of, how can I say, unintelligent and overly traumatized women because of their childhood that blame their pain on the dating market of black men, right? They choose Pookies and Ray Rays and then blame good, upstanding, good men who's just trying to do the right thing and take care of their families. They blame the whole society of black men to say we don't love black women somehow or some way, right? Doesn't make sense, right? And studies and statistics back up. Black men still marry black women by the majority and still love and desire black women. But the problem that you are coming to right now, which all women are coming to this, but the problem you're coming to right now, men are refusing to submit to women. And they should have never been in the first place. The old school men, the Steve Harvey time period, lied to us. They made us think, give a woman everything, you know, pay for this, pay for that, and she'll be good to you. That's a bowl of crap. It's a bowl of crap. You understand me? They lie. Okay? Because majority of the men in the divorce court are men that pay for everything or most of the stuff. Most of the women getting these divorces either barely work much or stay-at-home wives, or even if they work, and let's say they work a lot, most of their money's been going to them and not to bills. Okay? All right, so we can kill that noise right there. Okay, praise God. Let's continue. I hate this. The evidence was brought to both legal team parties, Meg's party as well as Kelsey's party. And then 2 days later, Torey is attacked in prison. And if you know anything about prison, you know, I work with families, and some of these families had, you know, I was a counselor for kids, and some of the kids, parents and stuff like that in jail and stuff like that. You hear all the stories, right? And you see the affidavits, you see the documents, right? Though he was stabbed 14 times and 2 in the back of the head, I believe. And for a guy his size, he shouldn't survive. He shouldn't have survived that. He shouldn't have survived that. It was nothing but the grace and mercy of God why that man is still able to breathe. He had 2 lungs collapsed. I'm trying to, I want to say what I want to say, but I'm trying to keep it PC. But she lied. She lied. She don't know who shot her. She was too drunk. She don't know who shot her. She don't know who shot her. And they had nowhere near enough evidence, just based on what's true and what's not true. They had nowhere near enough evidence to blame that man. And meanwhile, so now a black man is sitting in prison who was brutally attacked. Seemed like a hit to me. Seemed like a hit to me. But maybe that's just me. I'm just B. Maybe that's just me. But seemed like a hit. Seemed like a hit. So the brother is now hospitalized. We're praying for him to pull through. But Cat Williams, the great prophet himself, said, the truth is going to come out, and it's up for all of them. Everybody who's attached to it, that you've been lying, all of you. His lawyer, hey, that's evil. The lady that was his lawyer, that's evil. That's evil. That is evil. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how we as a community, as black folks, how we can be better. As an Afro-American community, how we can be better. We need to hold our own accountable. Stop making excuses for people that look like us just because they look like us. Everybody that look like you ain't cut from the same cloth as you, don't want the same type of mental empowerment that we need to have, an accountability and upstanding and a properness that we all should be carrying with honor, integrity, and character, whether man or woman, right? She was wrong. She was wrong. And I said it from the jump. I don't believe her. I don't think this is true. I don't think this is true at all. But as a man, you can be painted like the villain, and it's easy. Because there are more women who are on the internet than there are men, especially commentating. There are way more women. The internet wasn't really made, social media wasn't really made for men. It was made for women. Think about all those things. Social media is about money, products, makeup, clothes, all that stuff. All those things that are completely driven by women. And they know women, if you attach yourself to their emotions, if you remind them of a time that they went through something or their friends went through something, that they'll believe you. Not knowing, baby, in some of those situations, you put yourself in. You knew that man wasn't no good to you, wasn't no good for you, and you still went to him anyway. Oh, he's so tall, he's so funny, he's so charming, and you went for him. Those are the people that they marketed this crap to. I hope black women see this, and I hope they hold her accountable. Now, this ain't all black women. A lot of black women called her out on her BS, and I stand with you, baby, and I love you, and we protect you. But I'm out. Peace.